I want to revisit Restoration Hardware for a quick second. It sounds like what you've described is they have a lot of issues, right? It's not just one issue. Why, if you and I and Bob and people who've seen companies like this before, it seems very obvious. You shouldn't be running a cafe. That's not your business. Not your strength. Your hotel or whatever you call these rental
Your
things,
housing
apartments.
developments, your
Yeah,
airline rental business, your yacht experiences, no, all those things are
it's
bad. They sell furniture out of a castle, David. It's not a clean business model.
so why is it so obvious to anyone but not to them? And is it like, okay, if they clean that up, it's still a good business, or no, they also have in their core furniture business their problems. So get rid of that stuff. That's one step, but that's not going to solve it.
Gary Friedman's pulled a few rabbits out of hats in the past, and so he still gets a lot of credit for that. He's credited as a visionary in some ways. It's not entirely undeserved. He's done some great things in a bubble economy. It's a super business to sell expensive furniture for people's second homes. It's a nice idea. He famously, that stock went from 100 the last time it was this low to over 700 during COVID as people, kind of nested down. The prices of their homes went up, and that's an incredibly lucrative and short squeezing, crushing business. I don't know why it's obvious to him. Their business model's been super hard to explain. He has an ever shrinking cult. He's just a charismatic leader who has a one trick and does it really well. Loves to squeeze shorts, delights in the idea. It's a couple quarters ago the stock ripped 30%, and he was cackling and having a great time. Not so much yesterday. Yesterday it was just all gongs and harp music and very strange Einstein quotes as the stock was
I'm
getting
gonna
eviscerated.
Look, I'm gonna take a look at that video because that sounds fascinating. It's always the sign of like Rome burning at a company when they start spending money on big videos or new headquarters or things like that. And
It was
good
bonkers.
that
I'm a big fan of the Gary calls because they're like Grateful Dead shows. If you're in the mood for one, you're in the mood for one. It's take a drug of your choice and just kind of zone out. But man, this was a new high. I've never seen someone release their actual quarter. The actual quarterly release came in video form. That was there. There was nothing to read. You just had a
yeah,
video. It's one of a kind, man. It's worth checking out. And I don't think it's going
absolutely.
to
We'll
be a
check it
trend
out.
because the market didn't seem to like it all that much. So I
Yeah,
don't think that's going to catch on.
yeah. I don't see Merck doing that anytime soon. I'm glad you mentioned Einstein because those Einstein energy bars are great. Not to say that I have to say that because they're a sponsor, but Einstein energy bar. I'll take the Einstein quote and the Einstein bar. Um,
It's a shame to see the late Dr. Einstein be besmirched this way, but it's he'll recover reputationally, I'm
exactly.
sure.
So one place that people, you said gas prices high, that tends to keep people away from maybe shopping for overpriced furniture. One place that they still go is the doctor's office and they still get prescribed things. Not a surprise, the XBI and the XLV has been outperforming. The XLV a little bit less. That's the pharma and all healthcare ETF. The XBI is biotech. The reason biotech's outperforming is both it's defensive, but we've seen something like $40 billion worth of deals in this last month, maybe 30, but it's depending on who you count, announced versus closed and all the rest. But unprecedented amount of deals. Lilly can't get enough of buying companies. Merck announced a deal yesterday or the day before. Today, Amgen announced a deal, not an acquisition, just a development deal with ZLab, ZLAB, or Zylabs, a stock that I own and have recommended. I can't say recommended, that I've said that I own and that I like, that I like, and if I didn't own it, I'd buy it just as a long term play. Um, so right now with all this uncertainty, biotech and healthcare is doing well. I wonder, this could not all be reversed quickly if the president comes out and says, "Look, peace has broken out." But we'll see. It's definitely been a safer haven for people this last couple months. So we've run a little long. So why don't we call it and say Happy April Fool's Day? Start of April is off to a good start, knock on wood. And we'll see you tomorrow on Wall Street Beats. Go to wallstreetbeats.com or passes.com/Wall Street Beats and get more of what we're saying, including a report that I put out yesterday about Merck and some math that people aren't doing.